So hello guys, in today's video we are going to see LeetCode number 1752, which is check the array is sorted and rotated. So what does this question ask about? You will be given an array and you need to tell that whether it is in sorted form or not. And what do you mean by rotated? So let's check an example. First, let's check an example of a sorted array. If we have given an array like this, so we can clearly say that every element is in sorted order, because what is the main formula for checking sorted? Always the left element would be less than the right element. You can check it by pointing to any two elements. So left is smaller than the right, you can point it to any two adjacent element. So 4 is less than 5, 3 is less than 4, 2 is less than 3, 5 is less than 6. So everyone is less than the right one. So that's why it is sorted, right? And we will return that yes, it is in the sorted form. Now let's see what does the meaning of rotated means. Since this is the sorted array, what we did is we just rotated 2-3 times. So what we just rotated, let's suppose 2 times. So 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1 and then 2. Now what you will do? You also say that it is in the sorted form. Why? Because it is rotated. If you rotate it from this side 2 times, so it will again in the form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if it is, whether it is rotated, only you need to check it is sorted or not. So if it is rotated, then you also need to check that it is sorted fashion in the knot. So this is easy. If the whole array is sorted normally, then it is easy to tell, yeah, I will check every 2 consecutive element and use this formula and we can check it out. But what if it is rotated? Because in the rotated, you are saying that first it is increasing, then it is decreased, then again it is increasing. So how you can check this, that it is sorted or not? So what we can do here, it is that you know that always the left element would be less than the right element, right? So you start checking this yes, it is in the sorted form. Again, yes, it is in the sorted form. Yes, it is in the sorted form. And now when you check these two elements, you see that these two are not in the sorted form. So what you can do is you can take a count that will tell you how many times it is not following the condition. So we seen that now it is only once in the array that it is not following this particular condition. Now we move forward and see that 1 and 2 are following the condition. So there is only one violation of condition. So if there is only one violation of condition, then we say that it is sorted. Because if you just rotate these two elements to the right, then it will again be in the sorted form. So what we can do is we just take two adjacent element and start checking that how many times it is violating the condition. Since in this particular scenario only one time it is violating the condition, that's why we keep the count as 1. So if the count is 1 or less than 1, if we check it in the sorted array, so this is in the sorted form. If we consider these two, then these two are in the sorted form. If we consider this two, this in the sorted form, this also in the sorted form, this is also in sorted form. So the count will remain to 0 for this particular condition. So if the count is less than or equal to 1, then we can say that the array is sorted, right? So this is the main thing that you need to consider. So if we write and code, so what it would be? So for I would start from 0 and go to, you can say 0 or you can say 1, and it will go to n minus 1, and it will only check how many times it is violating the condition. So if ARR of I minus 1, which means left, is greater than ARR of I, which means if this condition will be true, then it is violating. So this 6 is greater than the 1. So it will increase the count one time. So count plus plus, and the if condition will end and the for condition will be end. And at the end you check that if count is less than equal to 1, then you can return true that yes, it is in the sorted form, or else you can return that no, it is return false, that it is not in the sorted form. But there is one also condition that you need to consider, and which is very important. So what is it? And there is one more condition. What is it? If this is the sorted array, then the first element would always be less than the last element if it is not rotated, right? So, and if it is rotated, then the first element would always be greater than the last element, because the smaller one from the any particular side goes to the opposite side. So this will always be, if it is rotated, then this always be smaller value, right? So we have to also check one condition, is like if this particular thing is true, that if ARR of n minus 1 is greater than ARR of 0, which means it is not rotated, right? So we can also say that count plus plus. Why we are doing this? Because what if your array is not rotated, right? So you will check this particular condition. So let's talk about why we have used this particular array. So initially, like for example, if this is the array, right? So you can normally see that first it is increased 1 4, then it is decreased 3 4 to 3, and then again it is increasing. So if we rotate this particular array 2 times, so it will become 3 5 6 7 8, and then 1 and 4. And now let's suppose if we try to implement this particular logic, so what it would be, it will start checking that where the condition violates. So this is good, sorted, this 2 is sorted, this 2 is sorted, this 2 is in sorted fashion. And if it checks for these two particular element, then it also says that it is only violating once. And we were saying that if it violates 1 times, then return yes. And if it again checks that 1 4, then it also says that yes, it is in the sorted form, but actually it was not, since it was unsorted array, and it is rotated in such a form that the this particular element is in the increasing form. So we are not able to detect these this type of rotation in which the array is unsorted, because as you can see here, first it is increased 1 to 4, then decreased, right? So it is unsorted, and since it is unsorted and it is rotated, so this particular condition fails, because if you can also see over there 3 5 6 7 8, it is increasing, and only once time it is decreasing, 8 going to 1, and then it is increasing. So you may think that it is like same as we were doing in this type of condition, but actually it is not sorted. That's why we also need to check the first and last element, right? If it is in the sorted form, then always be the last element would be greater than the first element. So that's why we also need to check this particular condition. And after this, if everything is fine, then we can return true. And if the value of I, the value of count is greater than 1, then we can say return false. 5 2, and we need to check that this particular element is sorted or not. So what I have told you, first take an variable which will count the number of times it is violating the condition, and traverse through the whole loop, and also declare n, which will be storing the length of the array, right? And then start a loop will go from I0 to less than n, and I plus plus. Actually, it will start from I is equal to 1. And now what I have told you, that check how many time it is violating the condition. So nums of what? I minus 1 is greater than nums of I, which means the left element is greater than the right element. That what you need to do is just do a count plus plus, and at the end of it check that if the count is less than equal to 1, then you can say return true, which means it is sorted. Otherwise else you can return false. But one more condition that I have told you, that you need to check one particular thing, that last element always be greater than the first element, because it verifies that if it is in totally sorted form and not rotated, then this will hold true, and if it is rotated, then it will increase the count plus plus. So now let's check whether it is working fine or not. You can also put it in single line, so I am put it every so I'm putting everything in single line. So now let's check. Okay, so I have, I think, done something wrong. And I have count is equal to, I have initialized count equal to 1, that would be 0. So again run this, and this time it would be fine. So yes, it is working perfectly fine, and let's submit it. And you can see here it is submitted, and this is a solution that is easy. Only one thing that you need to mainly focus about this condition. You can like check many condition as I have shown you in the notebook. Yeah, only need to just focus on this, because this logic you will like understand, or you will think in like few second. But this particular logic you need to uh, that you it will take you some time to understand it. So focus on this, and thanks for watching this video. That's it for this particular video. Bye.